All right, welcome everybody once again to the Purified Podcast. Today is March 3rd, 2020. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hello, Pokemon Triggers here.
Yeah. How's it going, my good man?
Oh, it's been a good day. A whole bunch of non-shiny Pokemon, the usual.
Definitely. And we're here once again to talk more things Pokemon Go related news and updates. Once again, we have a bunch of news to talk about, and that is for sure going to be a lot of information today for all of you guys here. As we get going, of course, but Chris, before we begin, any shinies on your end?
I gotta double check that, to be honest, because I honestly forget.
Well,
you see that? You see that?
That's a shiny Charmander right there, ladies and gentlemen. You may not be able to see it that well for you guys, but we got a shiny Charmander live on stream for all of you to talk about today.
Dude.
So there you go.
Oh
there we go. And I had another spawn here, and I thought maybe it could have been shiny, but
I'm losing it, man. Oh my god.
There we go. We're doing good now. We started the stream with nice little beginnings of it for sure. So, well, I guess I shouldn't actually ask you again because you already got a shiny today.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's good. All right. Well, to start things off, I'm gonna put in analysis and make sure that we can actually get things rolling. But let's go ahead and talk about all the news in our research topic today, shall we? So,
yes, sir.
All right. So, the very first thing that we're actually going to talk about is just a small little miscellaneous news and little updates that they've been able to give us. Now, recently, of course, they did a blog post saying all the new features that are going to be appearing, like remote rating and body system updates, PvP updates. So, each one of them has been able to get released recently. During the last week, so, and especially since Community Day and Abra, and now we have so much other of the blog posts actually coming live. So the body system now brings you gifts to send, depending on the type of or the amount of gifts you have in your inventory. You'll be able to send out as much as possible without having to spend any stops. Now, let's say you are on 5 gifts in your inventory right now. Your body will bring you 5 more afterwards. I want to say between the half an hour mark, that's when they start bringing you more gifts, or when you start getting low, right?
I mean, I've always been empty when I got them, but they've given me some weird numbers. Like they don't give me 10 gifts, but I haven't tested it too much, to be honest.
I've been testing out a little more than what I think it will be, and trying to actually get as many gifts as possible to my friends and make sure that all stock up. Everybody doesn't have any problems getting a little extra, Pokeball space and everything, since gifts have been giving you more Pokeballs than usual these days.
Oh yeah.
So far, what I know and what I've seen is that every time you are low on gifts, even if you're low on one gift out of the 10 that you're usually supposed to have in your inventory. It will actually send you that one gift that you're missing, and then if you say you ran out completely, then they will send you a full 10 gifts. Now, it won't send you a full 20 for the reason that you're only supposed to hold 10 gifts. Why you're smiling?
I just got a message from one of my followers. I was like, yeah, he saw the shiny.
All right, no, it's all right. So, There is a little glitch when it comes to this new body system feature. When you receive the gifts, if you already are let's say mass sending gifts to your friends, your body will automatically already put the gifts in your bag, so you don't have to click them before you actually acquire them. And then when you're thinking, oh, I'm sending so many gifts, let's say you have full 30 gifts sent, and you're like, how did that even happen? If you don't notice it, you go back, you get your gifts from the body, but then they won't show up in your inventory. That's because you already send them. And that actually gives a chance to, just keep on sending as much as possible. Now, they won't restock the same moment. It will give at some time before your next restock of gifts. So, you have a time to play around and things like that. The buddy system has actually been really helpful in these difficult times for sure. Everything that
Oh,
the Niantic has been doing to make sure that you get enough Pokeballs, enough gifts, enough inventory space, potions, everything. It's just been amazing so far. And I just got spun a Nidorina. Yep. But that's not shiny. No worries. That could be shiny. That's actually one of the shinies that could still be out there. As far as I remember.
I've heard things about it, but I don't know. I maybe I should ask Tom about that since he's in that shiny Discord.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so far the buddy system. Thank you very much once again. Hashtag thank you Niantic, because it's actually been helping us out through these tough times and everything. But that's not the only news that we have definitely for today. Chris, do you want to read the next section there for us?
Yes, and it's something I actually partook in today. I was pretty excited about it. I've been trying to save it, but remote raids are live, and there are new raid bosses.
Yeah,
and it is amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. So to take part on the information that we have on remote raiding. Now, we've been talking about it for weeks now since the announcement of remote raiding happening in Pokemon Go. But this was probably the quickest announcement to release since they promised us that we were going to have something like remote raiding. Now, unfortunately, I can't really show it on stream for you guys because I actually don't have any raids in the nearby for me. And I don't have any gyms nearby. But this is how it basically works. Now, on your raid map, I'll show you in the stream in just a moment. And on your raid map, you actually click on that. And when you go to raids, if you have any gyms with raids active or raids about to hatch, you're able to put you're able to click on that, and actually it says more. So you can click on that and actually go to the raid without having to physically look for the gym around the overworld map. Once you do, you'll be able to it will actually have a new interface that says remote raid pass, because you are not in the distance to actually raid it with a normal pass. You click on the remote raid pass, and then you will go into the lobby to do the raid, of course. Now, when you are in the raid, you will have like a physical holograph in the menu. Now, usually it will show like how many people you have in there, and it will still show that, but it actually shows who is doing a remote raid and who is doing a regular raid in person. It's kind of like a nice little feature because it tells you how many people you actually are just raiding remote raiding. Yeah. Which is actually kind of nice, kind of simple, and then it doesn't really like pushes the mechanics too far from what we already know. It's just expanding on what we already have, and the small little things that happens there and there, it actually has been helping out pretty quickly on it. Now, I do want to go into the announcement of remote raiding rolling out. There's been some information, of course, since the release of it. It started off, of course, at level 40, just like they do with any new feature, to make sure that this feature is actually working for everybody. So they started with the highest level. They worked their way down. Within the first half an hour, I think it was already down to level 20s, and by the hour, you already could actually do it at the required level of rating. So it wasn't too much of a hassle to do it, and it looked like the feature was actually doing pretty good. Now, a lot of people were testing this to make sure that they knew how the system entirely works. Now, just something like Prodigy's Nation, he was actually testing it out and tweeted it out saying, okay, let's see if we can do it with raids that we don't see in the map. And that was the kicker, because we wanted to actually see if we can actually do raids from, let's say, defending gyms. So you put a Pokemon in the gym, you can see the gym, you can see the defending of it. You know that there is a raid, then you can click on it to make sure that you can go to that raid. Now, it doesn't work that well yet. Unfortunately, defending Pokemon will not actually let you do the raid that's actually active, let's say across the world, if you are, or across your town, basically. But that it glitches out. Now, it does get you to the point where you actually can click on that gym, but once it does, it freezes your game completely, so you won't be able to actually rate it exactly. And then there is the other feature that is not live yet for this, that is the invitation feature for remote rating, which you'll be able to invite your friends and actually do the raids with other people that you can. That's still not live yet, but we know it's coming. We know it's it's in the template of the game code. We just haven't been able. See, they just haven't actually released it because they want to make sure that remote rating is actually still a viable working system.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I am happy that they're at least thinking about adding it in the future.
Yeah, and everybody has been talking about it. All the Pokemon Go YouTubers, all the news sources, and all podcasts have been talking about it. There is a PG here. Please be shiny. No. And they are all saying, yes, the feature is going to come. They just are working out the final pieces for that. So make sure that it doesn't break the game exactly. Now, how can you do the remote rating? Well, we do have brand new passes for this. And there are the remote raid passes. However, there is a limitation. There is no chances to get remote raid passes from any research or anything in particular. There was, however, a bundle, which I think is still alive for everybody as long as you finish it up in this week. There is a bundle for 1 Pokémon coin where you can get 3 remote raid passes in the shop right now. So if you are listening to the podcast right now, or you're listening by the next time you actually listen and you're in the podcast feed, make sure you get your pass because it's 1 Pokémon, guys. And these are discounted raid passes right now. Like, it's super nice. It's super easy. There's also another Ultra Box out there right now with 30 Pokeball, Ultra Balls, some Pineaps, and a lot of different things, of course. But the raid passes is the one you want the most. Make sure you grab it before it goes away, because Niantic will probably never actually do this kind of discounts anymore. And we want to make sure everybody gets to that point, you know?
Is it cool if I add on something I noticed from the remote raids too?
Yeah, definitely.
So when you do the remote raid, it will tell you that you're doing less damage, but Niantic has said that you should be doing the same amount as damage as somebody at the raid right now, because obviously they don't want you being out.
That is correct. So the feature actually stated that the remote raiders were going to do less damage. However, because the feature is live right now, they are letting people actually do the same amount of damage than whoever is actually in person in the raid. So you don't have to worry about that until the next announcement, when they said that they're going back to rework that system, that part of the system. But I think, and you brought up good point to make sure that we talk about this. Benonet, hold on, Shiny. I want it so badly for the stream, guys.
On stream, yeah.
I want to put it so badly for the stream. So the way that they're announcing this kind of things, it kind of seems like they're actually permanently putting this system in Pokemon Go without the intentions to put it away for other people. I want to say that the reasons why we do less damage, why we have a limited amount of remote raid passes that we can buy in the shop, the amount of people that can go into the raid itself, all of that is implication to say that this feature can stay longer after this, world crisis or world pandemic goes away, and we can actually go back to normal rating. I do think that they are thinking ahead to make sure that it doesn't go away entirely, because we understand sometimes, let's say in a normal world, if we ever go back to it, in a normal world, we go and say, we're going to go do this raid. Let's say our friend cannot make it this time around. Hey, I can invite you to this raid once that goes live, of course. And they say, just use a remote raid pass. If you still have some extras, cool. I mean, right now they're discounted in the shop. One remote raid pass is only 100 Pokémon coins, which is equivalent to $1. 3 raid passes is equal to 250 Pokémon coins, which is an equivalent of $2.50. For that reason, I think it's best to just have because, like I said, they are discounted. Make sure you have your equivalent of at least 3 to 5 raid passes to have, and any moments that these features, start diminishing and you go back to a normal world. But for now, it's discounted. You can use them. You can hold up to 3 raid passes. However, there is a way to hold up to 5. And I'll tell you, Chris, about this, because I know for sure that you're actually thinking about how is this possible. When the feature went live, people were starting to buy raid passes normally from the shop at 100 Pokécoin discount. However, you can buy up to 2, and then you can get the bundle. That gives you 5, but it won't let you go buy more after that. For that reason, it says you're holding too many. So if you go to 4, you won't be able to buy another one to have up to 5. And if you're holding 3, it won't let you go up to 2. So you have to have at least 1 or 2 only in the shop in your inventory before you can buy the bundle. You can get up to 5 for that reason. There is a chance in my house. Please be shiny.
That is a shiny I would love to get.
All right. So right now, if you actually go to my inventory, you can see that I have 5 remote raid passes, and that actually helps out a lot, just to make sure. Now, of course, they are really expensive passes. You don't want to use them for, let's say, a level 1 or level 2. However, because of everything that's going on right now, and from other news and things that we're actually going to be doing soon, or talking about it soon, you want to start doing some of the level 1s, especially the ones that give you shiny chances. I know a lot of people out there cannot do raiding and cannot get out of the house. I think that it's a little bit easier to gain a little more experience, a little more Stardust, and maybe a chance for a shiny when it comes to that matter. I would say, use it on the current shinies in level 1s and level 2s if you can do them. Mostly, the specific, let's say, Bulbasaur or Charmander that are spawning out right now in the eggs. But that's because we're actually going to be talking about in just a moment exactly what that means. Now, after the release of remote raiding, there was actually another piece of changes to the raid system. Because it's going to be new tier 5s for the rest of the month. It's basically the same as what they were doing with Lugia and Cobalion and all of those other ones. It's from the rollout of it, the following tier 5 raid bosses are going to be available for the next few weeks. From April 28th at 1 p.m. is 1 p.m. I'm guessing that's Pacific time, yes. And then to Tuesday, May 5th, which is actually 2 days from now, Darkrai will be available in 5-star raids. So Darkrai is back, guys. It's a good shiny to get. Again, this is a shiny that you cannot transfer, or I'm sorry, you not trade with other people. So if you can get this shiny, because it's back once again, do so. It's a very important shiny to get. And if you could get the Hondo, even better, but So.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. The next week, from May 5th to May 12th, we're going to have Ultra Form Giratina back in 5-star raids. Chris actually was saying the same thing. I'm just like, I don't know if I really want Darkrai for another week.
I need the shiny for Giratina, but I don't know if I need it that badly.
Yeah, if I ever get the chance to raid with other people, that'd be nice. But if not, then it's not a shiny I am willing to look forward anymore, because I'm just like, if I don't get it, I don't get it. If I get it, I get it. That depends on it. And then Berisian will also be available in 5-star raids. Now, when they made the announcement, they said that each one of them has a shiny form, except for Berisian. Now, I'm not sure if Berisian will be shiny the moment they actually comes back into raids.
In Go, it's saying they will be, so I'm very hopeful. I thought they said it was going to be shiny for Berisian, but I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. The blog post in Pokemon Go actually didn't say anything about them being shiny. They just said that there was a celebration for the remote raid passes to actually come around and remote raiding to come around. So a lot of people are speculating and saying that it's actually possible that Berisian is going to be shiny. We don't know if it's going to have a special move. They usually give us an announcement to say, hey, you're going to get a shiny, you're going to encounter a shiny, or you're going to be able to encounter it or with a special move, basically. So they didn't say anything about that, so we'll see once May 12th comes around. It's only like 2 more weeks after before we actually see it. So
yeah,
the month of May so far seems to be kind of nice. I do wish that we actually get a little more, differences or new Pokemon to go. But I don't think they want to release a new legendary Pokemon to raid when this whole pandemic is around. Now, they probably will release it once Invitation comes around, but don't quote me on it until we do. So this Venonat does not want to get catched. All right.
What if it's the Ditto?
I wish not. No, it can't be Ditto. It's shiny now. So.
Yeah, you're right.
That is right. That's correct. So before we continue on with our stream here for you guys in the podcast, I'm gonna say real quick to the chat right here. Papercut, thank you for joining us. Derp, Manolito, which is actually one from Chris's stream. Thank you very much for coming by. I know the chance is shiny boosted, but yeah, if it's not shiny, it's not shiny. We'll see.
hates me.
Yeah,
Chansey hates
it
me.
hates me too. I actually checked a lot of chances recently, but still not a shiny to come around. So let's move on. Chris, do you want to go ahead and mention the next piece of information we have for us?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about the real Throwback event, correct?
Yep. So
I'm super hyped.
So Throwback Challenge. Now, I don't know if I was saying this last stream. You know how I was asking you what was your favorite moment of 2016, 2017 and all that stuff last stream? Yes. I did not know that this was going to be a thing when it happened, when I was talking about it. The real reason why I call it the real Throwback Challenge is because it's the real announcement to the throwback of our journeys in Pokemon Go. So this is coming out.
I don't know how you do it, man.
I don't know. It just happened to coexist, but I guess we talked that a little bit earlier than usual. I don't know. It is what it is. It happened. But this is what's basically gonna happen, or it's going on actually. So the Throwback Challenge celebrate our Pokemon journeys together. Pokemon Go Live actually put a nice little blog post saying, hey, how time flies, from the first time you encounter Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle in the first Kanto region from 1996 and 20 years ago, to now to the Sword and Shield, throwback to having new Pokemons, new generations, new things. We're going to go back a little bit and actually enjoy some challenges that are actually live right now in the game. So from May 1st, as I was saying, to May 29, you unlock Throwback Challenges time research lines, where each week, each week we're actually going to have a special challenge to complete. And this is actually live in the Today view. As you can see right now, the Throwback Challenge 2020 for Kanto. Why do you say it's Kanto first? Because it is actually weekly for 4 weeks of generations. So the Throwback Challenge for Kanto is going to start on May 1st up to May 8th. I have to finish the challenges though.
Same.
But it basically gives you different types of challenges that you can do. They are adjusted to the whole pandemic, so you're actually able to do it on your own. You don't have to rely on anybody else. So you get things like catch a rock type Pokemon, take a snapshot of your body, yada, yada, yada. We have a lot of things. We don't actually want to spoil the entire challenges. If you guys want to do them, go ahead and do them yourself. Because it's pretty fun. It's actually pretty interesting. I
mean, I can give a pretty, lackluster one, and that's just that there are a lot of shiny chances.
Correct. So
definitely go through.
Each one of the challenges, once you actually, like it says right here, a Pokemon can appear once you complete it. Some of the Pokemons they're lackluster, but yeah, there are shiny chance Pokemons that you can get. At the same time, there has been a new research out there in the wild, because this is like a month's worth of events.
Yeah.
So that is the first encounters. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice is that once you complete the challenge, you actually are able to get a pretty cool legendary Pokemon out of them. For the Kanto event, of course, it will be Mewtwo with Side Strike. As you guys know, Mewtwo with Side Strike and the signature move, and actually is a little bit helpful because a lot of people are doing it. This is actually a Pokemon that is a level 15, so it's under the 2500 mark, under 1800 mark, but you're not able to get it under 1500, unfortunately.
No,
not even with trading, unfortunately. But it is kind of nice to see a low level Mewtwo in the regard. A lot of people are getting the shiny for it. Yes, guys, it's still shiny out there. So if you want to complete it, make sure to complete it now. There is a catch to this, and there is a Golbat in my screen. These are time challenges, so you have to complete those challenges before the end of the week.
Gotta be fast.
You have to be fast, but don't go crazy over them. There are 9 challenges in each one of the steps.
They're pretty easy.
They're pretty easy, so it's not too bad to go through. But you make sure you complete it, because it is actually very, very important that you
helpful?
do.
Yeah.
It's actually very important that you complete it for that reason, in which we'll talk about it once we move along here on the podcast for you guys. The following Pokemons will be hatching from 7K eggs: Venonat, Matchup, Onix, Lickitung, Tangela, Scyther, Pinsir, Lapras, and Eevee. Now, Again, lackluster, but it's not impossible. Every single one of them are shiny chan. Yes, you heard this right. Venonat is the shiny chance of this week's challenge. Shiny Venonat, that's why I've been actually checking on every Venonat that I see, because I want a shiny. I guess I spoiled it a little bit before this, right?
Maybe. No.
So there are also going to be a bunch of Gen 1 starters or Gen 1 Pokemons in the wild. And because Charizard was chosen as Pokemon of the Year, as the number 1 Pokemon generally discovered in the Kanto region, Pikachu, wearing the Charizard hat, will be appearing in the wild. And of course, it can be shiny. They did give us a little bit, unfortunately, of a downside to that. Pikachu with the hat will not turn a black hat when it turns shiny. So that kind of is a missed opportunity when it comes to that.
I mean, like, I feel like if they would have implemented that, they would have done it for the Mimikyu costume one before. But, I mean, maybe with how many people are, like, wanting them to do it, they'll maybe do it in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see, but it happens. A little more information on the bonuses. We have 2 times cash experience, 2 times raid experience, and 2 times hatch experience. Those bonuses will be active through the duration of the week. And then after that, once the week ends on May 8th, the next challenge of Throwback will come around again. It is timed research, so try to finish it before this actually happens. The Johto ones are coming. So Generation 2 is the second week, of course, and we'll see an interesting research. We still don't know what they are because, it's still not the weeks off. But one of the things that we'll see is the legendary you'll acquire from completing this is Ho-Ho with the exclusive move Earthquake.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know either because I know Ho-Ho is a very squishy Pokemon to use in any PvP meta. But Earthquake can actually do some damage.
Yeah, it's gonna make it better, but I don't know if it's gonna be like amazing. I think it might be a good raider, honestly.
It's also gonna be level 15, so do you think it's gonna be under 1500? I don't think so, right?
What is it, like 2000 normally at level 20?
Usually.
I think you can trade for it, maybe, but
that's gonna be interesting if we can actually get it under 1500 for PvP Great League. But after that, of course, it is one shiny chance with exclusive moves, so of course you don't want to miss that.
Oh yeah.
But then, of course, once again, we'll have Pokemons discovered in the Johto region appearing all frequently in the wild for that week. The following Pokemons will be appearing in 7KX, Chinchou, Giraffere. I can't say that Pokemon's. Pineco, Dunspark, Gligar, Shackle, Skarmory, and Fanfy. And if you're lucky,
amazing.
You might get a shiny Dunspark. Woo!
Yeah, I'm actually really excited. It's a pretty shiny.
It's a pretty shiny, but it's only a 1-stage evolution shiny, so I'm just gonna be like, if I get it, I'll get it. I'm not much of a fan of Dunspark, but I know a lot of people love it for a reason.
It honestly deserves an evolution. Like it like trash.
You never know because
or a form.
Actually, there have been some talk that's saying that Dunspark is going to be another record in the Great League once it gets like matched and all that stuff.
It's got some cool potential. I will say that.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes when it fares out once the moveset actually changes, but we'll see. Also, in honor of Umbreon being chosen the Pokemon of the Year, Pikachu with an Umbreon hat will be appearing in the wild as well. And once again, it will be shiny.
I'm more excited for that one.
Yeah, Umbreon is a pretty good shiny. But again, I think I was talking to somebody out there when I was reading some Dark Rides. Why did it not make the ears of Umbreon turn blue when it's shiny? And I'm just like, missed opportunity.
I mean, you can say that for each of them, really.
Yeah, definitely. Every single one of them is gonna have that kind of problem. But yeah, and then of course, exclusive real research that will discover the Johto region, and then we have 2 times cash Stardust, 2 times Ray Stardust will be active throughout the entire of the week. Yeah.
I mean, I like the Stardust for sure.
My Stardust is gonna be nice. especially with a star piece on. I actually been stocking up on some Pokemons in my research to make sure that I can catch them throughout that, because it's gonna be nice.
I was gonna say I got the Audino like right up at the front. I'm like, I'm not catching you till there's a Stardust event, buddy. I'm sorry.
I wish I actually saved some of those, but no. Yeah, so far it's interesting. It will be interesting for sure. Now, for May 15, which is the next week after that, Hoenn region will be the one going around until May 22. Once again, the encounters with Groudon knowing Fire Punch.
Super, super excited for that, honestly.
That actually, every single time, the moment that actually came live, everybody was going bananas. PvP world is gonna change with Groudon.
It's finally got spammy, man.
Yeah, so Fire Punch is a spam move. Groudon is a spam Pokemon. It didn't have that kind of feature before, but now it does. It will be actually. And of course, once you get your TM, your Elite TM, you can actually get your other Groudons to be Fire Punch. So it's gonna wreck even the Alga and a lot of Pokemons in the Master League. Make sure you complete your challenges to make sure you can encounter this, or get the Elite TM once it goes live. But don't use it right now. If you're gonna use it once the event is actually live, which will be May 15th.
I was gonna say, because it doesn't have Fire Punch yet. I mean, like, obviously you'd see that when you used the Elite TM, because it would show you all the potential moves. But yeah, if you have like a perfect Groudon that you want to give it right away, definitely wait till then.
Yes, definitely. Just wait until we actually get to that point. So, once again, Hoenn region Pokemons will be spawning in the wild, such as Skitty, Zangoose, Seviper, and more apparently frequently in the wild. That is actually a pretty cool announcement, because Zangoose is a shiny we all want right now.
There's only one person locally that has it, so I'm really hoping it's all over.
Yeah, definitely. Zangoose is only a regional Pokemon, so hopefully this actually means it's gonna go worldwide. It does seem like that's the case, but we'll see when the week comes along. Seviper is also a Pokemon that I want to get shiny, but I haven't actually had the chance to check that many.
Such a good one.
Yeah, I know, right? 7KX will be having Lotad, Slakoth, Nincada, Skitty, Sableye, Mawile, Trapinch, Phoebus, and Clamperl. Every single one of them is shiny. And yes, you heard that right. Skitty is going to be the shiny of this week's event. Also, because Rayquaza was named voted the Pokemon of the Year, Pikachu with a Rayquaza hat will be appearing in the wild with a shiny possibility. I think that one is the one that I want to hunt the most for sure.
For sure, same. Rayquaza is like my favorite Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I mean, we already kind of know how the hats are because of Dynaminers, but still, it's Rayquaza hat. You want that, even if it's only a Pikachu. You want the shiny.
You know the best part? My birthday is May 17th.
Ooh.
So they gave me some good Pokemon to hunt on my birthday.
Well, let's make sure that your shiny luck in Pokemon Go is better than your live streams.
Basically. I hope so too.
And then of course, refill research for the Hoenn event will be appearing, of course, in Pokestops. The distance needed to hatch an egg once it's placed in an incubator, and the distance needed to earn a body candy will be half. Now, right now, we do have, in the today's view, of course, we do have the bonuses still active for another 30 days, which actually we didn't talk about that in the last podcast because that wasn't changing until the next day. So we have another 30 days for the bonuses. So I think they may stack. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But it is a cool little speculation when it comes to it, because if you do half of a half, you basically only have to walk like 0.5% for a 2-kilometer egg and you're done.
I mean, just the way it's worded, I mean, I don't know if they look at this before they put it out based on what they already have out. I'm almost thinking they're just gonna keep it the same per se.
Yeah.
And have it be halved. I mean, dude, if it was 1/4, I would be hatching so many 7Ks in one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
And of course, we have, that's basically on for the Hoenn one. And of course, we'll move on to talk about the next one. Before we move on to that, I'm going to say hi to the chat. Manolito has been talking pretty much in the chat all day. Anima, thank you for joining us. And then Mr. Ulale, thank you very much for coming by too. But thank you so much, guys, for coming out to the stream. So we'll move on to the next piece of information. And of course, it's the Throwback Challenge for Sinnoh region. The Sinnoh region, once again, is, as you guys know, from May 22 to May 29. I know I'm talking in reverse, but because that's what everybody's talking about. So the legendary Pokemon that we're going to see once you complete the challenges for the Sinnoh event will be Cresselia with exclusive move Grassnot.
Yes.
Cresselia is already a very tanky Pokemon to say. There's not many counters aside from a couple of Dark types and Ghost types, but having Grassnot is probably going to be a pretty nice addition to Cresselia, isn't it?
It's definitely going to get rid of a lot of the Swamperts in Ultra League. Mm-hmm. I have been looking at it a lot with a bunch of the people in our Discord.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, it's going to be level 15. So that means it's under 1,500.
Ooh man.
Yeah, no, actually, this is one of the Pokemons that actually is going to be under 1,500 just because level 15 doesn't actually get higher than that. I hope.
Yep, don't have to trade for it, man.
You don't have to trade you don't have to lower the Abyss so badly that it's going to just basically die at that point. So.
Yeah, because you can trade the level 20 raid one, and it will barely be under sometimes, so it's for sure going to be under.
And it's kind of nice because a lot of people don't actually have the chance to get a Cresselia at that point, so...
No.
And then, of course, Sinnoh region Pokemons just such as Cerubi, Glameon, and more will be frequently in the wild. From 7KX, we have Cranidos, Shieldon, Glameon, Chinling, Bonsly, Happiny, Gible, Munchlax, Riolu, and Mantike?
Mantike, yeah.
Mantike, thank you.
Love it.
In honor of Lucario being named Pokemon of the Year, once again, Pikachu will be wearing a Pikachu hat with Lucario. Wait, actually, did I say that right?
Yeah, that's a weird one for them. Like, is that really the... Okay, I'll take it.
I meant to say a Pikachu with a Lucario hat, but you know what I meant.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Of course, in each one of those weeks, we're also gonna see raids with certain Pokemon from each region, and then of course, if you're lucky, you may encounter a shiny Glameon. Another shiny for exclusive for this event, but of course, it's gonna be out in the wild once it actually releases. Event exclusive research once again from the Sinnoh region, and then of course 1 hour star pieces duration, 1 hour incest duration, and 1 hour lucky X bonuses will be active through the duration of the week.
Okay, that works.
That is actually pretty nice. I don't know if I can actually want to spend an hour doing those though, but we'll see.
yeah, that's like a stream right there. Yeah, oh my gosh,
definitely. So as I was mentioning, please make sure that you complete these challenges if you actually are the research challenges, because if you complete every single one of them, you have the Throwback Challenge Champion of 2020. If you complete all 4 of them, you'll earn access to the Throwback Challenge Champion of 2020 special research. Join Professor William as you rediscover Pokemon originally found in the Unova region and meet Pokemon originally discovered in the Galar region as they make the Pokemon Go debut. Complete all 4 sets of attacks in the special research to earn 5 rare candies. Reward encounter with Galarian Meowth, Galarian Stunfisk, and Genesect, and Professor William glasses, of course, in the exclusive avatar item. Unlike the previous set of time research, this special research, once unlocked, will not have a time limit, so you can finish it at any point.
I'm like a kid on Christmas, man.
Ooh, Pikachu. Dang it. From Wednesday, June 3rd at 1 p.m. to Monday, June 8th at 1 p.m. local time, all trainers can look forward to the following features even if you don't have access to the Throwback Challenge Champion 2020 special research. Let me catch this Pikachu real quick and talk about them. Galarian Stunfisk will be making its Pokemon Go debut. Find it in the wild, in raids, and in the Throwback Challenge Champion 2020 special research reward encounter. We first get Stunfisk regular form, and now we have Stunfisk Galarian form.
Isn't that weird? Like they waited like so long to give us the regular one, and then they already dropped the Galarian.
I'm just like, I don't understand. But anyways, the following Pokemon will also be making the Pokemon Go debut, hatching from 7K eggs along with their usual forms: Galarian Meowth, Galarian Sexagoon, Galarian Darumaka, and Galarian Stunfisk. You'll also, and listen to this guys, you'll also be able to evolve Galarian Meowth and Galarian Sexagoon and Galarian Darumaka into Galarian evolved forms. As you guys know, if you play through Sword and Shield, Galarian Meowth evolves into Berserker, and Galarian Sexagoon fully evolves into Oxtagoon once you actually, evolve them. Those are exclusive Galar Pokemons. They are not supposed to be out in Pokemon Go yet. However, they're actually making the debut right now. So that means, is the Pokédex going to expand fully all the way to Generation 8? Or are they just going to use the same thing that they were using for like Melton and Melmetal, which is just unknown until we actually get to that region itself?
I feel like they have to have Galar like open then, right?
But that means that we'll expand all of Generation 5, 6, 7, and then 8 before we actually see it. If you go to the Pokédex right now in Pokemon Go, you only see up to Unova, up to the Legendaries, and then you see Unknown at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be insane if they do release every single one of the little sprites of the numbers of every single Pokemon out there for Pokemon Go. That if they do that, I give them props, Niantic. I give them props. But if they don't, I'm still happy that I'm seeing some Galar Pokemons out there in the wild. So
for sure.
We don't know much of the stats or moveset of those Pokemon just yet, but I'm for sure thinking that we'll talk about it once that week comes along, which is next month. So we'll have some time to talk about it once we come to though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. That's good. There's a Vulpix and a Bulbasaur. All right,
Bulba.
I talked too much. But we still have more to come. All right, Chris. Before we get into the berry piece of news, let's check chat real quick for you, everybody.
Okay.
Looks like that everybody is having nice little high moments here. I have no idea why that means. And looks like Turf is actually in the chat right now. Thank you very much. You got your shiny corgi at 192x. You lucky bastard. And then next, Kofu for Niantic to add. Of course, yeah. Legendary hasn't even been seen in Pokemon Sword and Shield yet. That would be nice.
Dude, I'm excited for that one too,
if
though.
They do, yeah. So, before we get into the big other part of news, because we still have more to talk about, guys, there was a little, tweet out by Niantic earlier the week that says that Illumis and Volbeat were going to swap regions. The moment
I'm confused too.
Yeah, I could have seen that, but everybody, when they saw the tweet, they were like, oh my goodness, why didn't I hunt the other one before we actually got this actually going around, or the swap happen? However, Pokemon Go actually, and Niantic actually said, no, this is not happening. And it was confirmed by other Pokemon Go affiliated partners that no swap will be happening for Illumis and Volbeat. So luckily enough, we're actually happy that that's not happening, because I didn't get any of the shinies, and I will be regretting my life if I don't get the shiny of the other one before it actually happens.
I was hunting Volbeat like crazy. I was like, I'll just click on a few Illumis. I can never say that one.
Yeah, I know, Illumis.
Illumis or whatever. I don't know. But I was not checking them at all, because I'm like, he'll be here forever.
I know.
And then people were like, okay, they're going to be switching soon. I was like, I got to...
It's like, hang on. So
click everything.
When that tweet happened, I was actually getting off of work just recently, and luckily, I saw that the tweet was deleted right after I was going back home, and I saw an Illumis in the wild, and I was like, okay, something's going on, because it was like an hour after, or half an hour after the announcement, and I was like, how is it spawning after half an hour? I don't know. It would have been just a Pokemon left from the earlier spawns, but I don't think so until that tweet was deleted. So luckily enough, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
but
maybe they planned on it being like that, but since they realized they didn't say anything ahead of time, they realized right now would not be a good time to switch it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the only thing I can think.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically this little small miscellaneous news that we have on that little part. But then we have what's next. the breakthrough boxes for May and the spotlight hour for May. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on that because it's live from Pokemon Go. It's starting on the very first day of the month, of course. Before we actually do get a what's the breakthrough box for this month, though, it looks like Team Go Rocket is going to take a little step back on the research breakthroughs or the special research. So we will not see Giovanni for 4 months. From May all the way until September. Until the end of September, actually. Giovanni is going to take a step back in the special research. We will not see it for the rest of the summer or the rest of spring, for that matter. But that means that no Shadow Suicune will be appearing anymore, which was technically the last of the legendary beasts that were supposed to be released for the month of April. However, because of the world being like what it is, we are not able to get Shadow Suicune. Now, I don't know if this is intentional. I think they're actually trying to build up to something. We had, this research for quite a while already. And every month we have a new legendary, Shadow legendary to actually catch. I don't think that Team Go Rocket is going to stay quiet the entire month or the entire summer. I think they are actually planning to do something special, especially for the anniversary of Pokemon Go, which is happening in a couple of months, guys. But for now, let's hold our breath. No Shadow legendaries will be appearing. Luckily enough, I actually finished my last research and my special research before that announcement. I was actually holding it for Suicune for the next month. But then I finished it and the announcement came through and I was like, oh, well, that's nice. At least I don't have to worry about it now. It's kind of cool. But at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, Niantic, I see you. You are planning something, but all the way until the end of September, that's a lot of time.
I mean, right now, my whole thought process is better safe than sorry. But I don't think Team Go Rocket is the thing that everyone's leaving their houses to go do right now.
That's true.
I don't know.
That's true. I mean, Shadow Pokemon is still nice, and you still see Pokemon Team Go Rocket grunts out there in the wild in Pokestops. Like right now, I have one in my current view, but they are at least Pokemon Go grunts and team leaders are still appearing. Because you can still get the the radar, right? The radar for the team leaders. You're still able to get those and everything. So you're still able to get shiny Mawile and all those ones that are still appearing in the wild or appearing in leaders. So we don't know. We'll see. It's interesting if they're waiting all summer for that to actually come back, but we don't know. So we'll see how it goes, basically. But as it says right here, we don't expect Team Go Rocket to be quiet all summer. So they are planning something. They are definitely planning something for that. Now, let's get into the main research box. Chris, what is our special research box Pokemon for this month?
I don't know how excited you are personally, but I'm fairly excited because the May research box breakthrough is Shinx. So I did just finally get my shiny Shinx not too long ago from a raid.
Nice.
But obviously I still need 2 more. How many of you hatched? Because I know it's a lot.
Oh my god, Chris. If I didn't hatch any, I would have been happy about this. But since GoFest of last year, I hatched 4 shiny Shinx.
I thought so.
So Shiny Shinx is actually one of the sought-out Pokemons of the generation since its release because it was shiny. It can only be obtained from raids. I'm actually trying to see if I can pull it up here because I know you guys want to see it.
People were spending money, man.
Yeah, people were paying all the money in the world just to get this shiny. I hatched one on my birthday when it was GoFest. I hatched another one a month or so afterwards. And then 2 more not too long ago, actually.
I was like, can you stop?
I want to stop. I want to get other shinies hashed. Of course, gosh. The 15, which I will never get rid of this one. This is actually the best shiny I got. After that, I think I got the one in... Actually, I think it was a week later, too. Because this one says June 24th of 2019. After that, I got September of 20th of 2019, and then just recently on the 20th. Oh, that's a cool tag. 420. 420. Hold on, let me remake that. I can't put it there.
You gotta put that on Twitter. You gotta put it on Twitter, man.
Oh, I can't. Okay, I'll change the name eventually, but that is hilarious. Better not please be shiny. No, it's not shiny. God dang it. Oh, Lord, guys. Yes, so Shinx is the Pokemon Go Research Breakthrough box for this month, for the entire month, with extra candies. So if you haven't gotten a Shinx from Raids, if you haven't gotten a Shinx Shiny, make sure you finish out your Research Breakthrough box for the month. For the, of course, Spotlight Hours that are coming for the rest of the month, we're going to have Shelter on May 5th, or Tuesday, May 5th. Shelter is the Spotlight Hours, twice the Stardust for catching the Pokemon. Chris?
I'm excited.
Thank you.
I love Shelter. I love the Stardust. Good event.
I love Shelter too. I have one shiny only, which I already evolved, which I want to finish the family, so it wouldn't be bad.
I want to say it's the same for me, but I might not even have the one.
Okay. Then after that, we have Tuesday, May 12th. Sunken will be the Spotlight, and it will be twice for catching, twice the experience for catching the Pokemon.
It's a shiny chance.
It's a shiny chance, guys. But again, it's not like, it's like meh. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
If it's 6 o'clock and I don't remember that, then yeah, we will see. No, Malito, I did not get the shiny Sawa yet. For Tuesday, May 19, we have Puchayena Spotlight Hour, and you'll earn twice the candy for catching the Pokemon. Did you get one?
Twice the candy for Pooch?
Yeah, Pooch. Did you get a shiny Pooch though?
Yeah, I got shiny Pooch.
Okay, nice.
I think Spidey also traded me one, so I got one on my own, and then he traded me one.
Yeah, I got one from the event. That was a long time ago for it. And then after that, I don't think I have another one. I can't remember though. I'll check it eventually, but it's just too much to look for right now.
I just read the next one.
And then the next one for May 26th, and I know Chris will love this one. Bronson will be the Spotlight, and it will earn twice the candy for transferring the Pokemon.
I'll transfer all the Bronzor, man. All of them.
So, the reason why Chris is like this, he wanted Bronson for the longest time, since GoFest, since even before the Shiny was actually released. And I got it for him. I got him the Bronson.
So, at GoFest, it was his birthday and everything. He had not gotten a shiny Eevee with the flower crown yet. I had already had one before GoFest. So I told him, I was like, I will trade you this if you can get me a Bronzor, because I was that desperate. And legit, 5 minutes later, he gets a shiny Bronzor. I was like, no.
So, it was actually interesting because when he said that, I did get the shiny. Now, I only had one before then, but I did my special trades in GoFest to make sure that I get the regionals and all the ones that I needed for the Pokedex. I actually was willing to part with the Bronson for that reason.
Yeah.
And then I get another one that same day. And then Chris was like, God dang it. But he still gave me a shiny Eevee for the flower card. We were waiting for Lucky Friends to happen, which, Lord have mercy, that took forever.
it took what? Almost a year?
200 and something days. So yes, it took quite a bit to actually get that shiny.
Insane odds.
That lucky shiny Eevee with the flower crown. I don't think it. I think it went to 14. I think it went to. No, it was 13. So that was the which is still nice. As you guys know, I like my Sylveon. So once Sylveon is released, those Pokemon will be my meta Pokemon. So
it's gonna be a pretty one.
It's gonna be a pretty one for sure, especially with the flower crown. It says what Pepico says the Bronson is boosted shiny now. It's kind of not right now. So, but it will be boosted. It will be boosted on the 26th.
It's not boosted for me, man.
It was funny, but he got the shiny Aztec way before that, so it's actually pretty fun. We just did a different trade afterwards, but it was fun to see him suffer for a bit.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so yes, that is the news that we have for the breakthrough boxes and the spotlight hours. It's going to be interesting how this month is going to shape up for sure. And as I mentioned before, we do have new boxes in the shop. For one Pokecoin, we have the Ultra box, and then of course the remote raid passes box. Make sure you get them before it goes away, because this is a weekly rotation. So, I think we have more than enough time. Let me check to make sure. Yeah, we can probably go for a couple more minutes. We actually almost stopped for a full hour now. Jesus. So let's talk about our PB Pick session. Get good, get wrecked, because that is the final announcement of the day. Chris, what is the announcement?
Mm-hmm. So I know you guys are excited for season 2 of Go Battle League. I know everyone loves the lag. Everyone loves the really repetitive Azumarill. Just seeing Azumarill. It has gotten better, in my opinion. I do like how diverse Great League is, and I'm really excited to hop into a brand new season, but it has been delayed.
Correct. So the announcement of Go Battle League Season 2 was actually announced a couple of days back. However, Niantic said that there is something in the game right now that is actually breaking Go Battle League, so they want to wait one more week before it actually comes out. So it was originally was supposed to come out on May 1st, right? Yeah, May 1st. Yes. At 1 p.m. Pacific time. But they said, hold on, we got something going on. Let's push it back for one last week. So we have 5 days now. Yeah, 7 days actually. Full 7 days. Saying before.
I was going to say, yeah, they said they extended it like a week. So it should be going till what, like May 7th then?
Yeah, we'll see the alternate dates for it. So we won't talk about the dates, because unfortunately that it's gonna change the moment they say there was a delay, because the Great League, the Ultra League, the Master League, and then the Premier Cup, which is the brand new excitement of Season 2, of course.
Love it.
All of those times have changed until further notice. We'll probably have another blog post from Niantic telling us about those. But of course, each one of the leagues is gonna run actually a little bit longer. Instead of being only a 2-week league for each league, it's actually going to be close to a month of each league, because it was originally going to be like 25, 24 days for each one of those leagues specifically. Additionally, because this is actually coming from Pokemon Go, the Pokemon Go Hub, because Pokemon Go actually took down their tweet from the blog post. Additionally, the first ever Go Battle League Cup, which is the Premier Cup, will run concurrently with Master League. So that means when Master League comes around the time they're supposed to come, just like the Master League, the Premier Cup won't have a limit on combat power, which is the CP. However, legendary and mythical Pokemons won't be eligible to participate. Otherwise, everything else about the format will stay the same, including the way ranks and ratings are determined. We hope the Premier Cup will be add the fun flavor to Season 2. Finally!
I was going to say, this is like exactly what I wanted them to start doing.
Yeah, I like that they are making the restrictions for legendaries, because at least in Master League, if you don't have that legendary that is meta relevant, then you're screwed. You're definitely screwed. The meta is too hard, too on point for right now for the Master League, that it's impossible to do any alterations or any difference of similar Pokemons. However,
there's like barely a spice pick here and there.
Yeah,
barely.
It's not too much changes. You either see the Alga, Giratina, Mewtwo,
Melmetal,
Kyogre, Melmetal. We were all just tired, and this has happened since preseason, so it's been a grind for sure for our ranks. However, for this time, we won't see any mythicals or legendary Pokemons. So that means that there's finally going to be some spice, but I know that one Pokemon that's going to be a red wrecker in this specific cup. Right?
And you are very excited for it, I'm sure.
Yes,
because I know exactly.
I made the right decision to actually do this.
Are you showing it?
Yes, I am.
Oh my
So
gosh!
the
If
one
you can't see it,
that one meta Pokemon that's going to be for this Premier Cup, it's Metagross with Meteor's Match and Earthquake. It is Body Boost too, so that means it's ready to go.
no, what really makes him shine is the fact that there aren't really going to be any ghosts, or any ghosts, really.
Yeah, there's not many
So,
Pokemons out there that are not legendary or mythical that actually comes close to Metagross powerhouse. Not even Tyranitar. And Tyranitar is actually one of those Pokemons that you feel like is going to be like pretty good in the meta. It's not because because Bullet Punch just literally wrecks it since he's a
well, and he's weak to Charm, so
yeah.
he's gonna be getting punched by everything.
Yeah.
really.
Also, Dragonite seems to be looking to be a very bulky meta Pokemon out there, and I also have a Dragonite with 100% IVs and powerful moves and best body. I'll be working on them.
That's a clean one.
I'm pretty sure Rhyperior, it's gonna look simpler in the meta. Togekiss is gonna be a staple when it comes out. We'll see really how the Premier Cup is gonna shape up. But of course, if you have 100% Metagross with Meteor's Match, make sure you get it to Buddy Friends before the beginning of the Premier Cup or before the beginning of Master League for that reason. So all the leagues...
Definitely the big winner.
Definitely. Now, again, we're not talking dates because unfortunately all these dates are concurrently to change right now until the final announcements from Season 2 beginning. However, there are actually a little more information about this. Go Battle League brings a few significant changes to the overall trainer battle flow, which first of the following changes is made to the matchup process. Trainers will be able to initiate trainer battles via QR code from anywhere, regardless of trainer friendship level or distance. This actually changes the way because you actually don't have to... you don't actually have to be great friends or great friends, ultra friends, or even any of that likes to actually initiate a battle. You can actually now send your QR code to whoever you're actually wanting to battle and battle across the world if you need to. It's the same of what they're doing right now with the gray system and the friend system, but at least this helps out a lot of the remote raiders out there. Or the remote battlers out there because they want to make sure that their cups are actually there. And I think that's why they were always in talk with Silk Road and the Silk Arena and all those things to make sure that they can still do their championship cups and everything. I think that Niantic is doing pretty well for the battlers.
Dude, if they keep this, all the cups every single year are going to be fire.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome.
Definitely.
At the same time, I know a lot of people love being in person for the tournaments, so... I'm sure it won't affect that as much.
Yeah, it won't. But it will be kind of nice. It will be nice when people, since right now is that we don't know how the world is gonna come to. It's gonna be nice to be able to do your cups from the comfort of your home if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also for trainer battles with friends, the friendship level requirement still remains as good friends and great friends. Originally, it was only for ultra and best friends. So that still hasn't changed, but that's because that's your friends across the world. Also, Niantic, please give us a way to trade Pokemons remotely because everybody wants Lucky Friends to come around to go away. And then, of course, we have a couple extra information there. Additionally, the reward structure has changed for the Go Battle League. The system, the way that you encounter some Pokemons and the rewards in the tracks will be differently. So before it was after your third win on the basic, and then after it's gonna be actually. Let me read that because for some reason I'm getting a little screw over here. You can now earn a Pokemon reward encounter after your third win on the basic reward track and after your first win on the premium reward track, which is actually kind of nice because some people usually go 3 and 5 or 1 and 5. So it's kind of nice to actually have some kind of like change to that, so that way we don't actually lose on the chance of encountering that Pokemon itself.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've been at like 3 or like I don't know, like 3 wins and 1 loss, and I've been like, all I got to do is get this one more, and then I fail.
Yeah, I do the same. I do the same for sure. I usually go 3 and 5 in most of my sets, so it's been kind of nice to see this change for me, so that way I can actually get up to 3 wins. The ranking system has been adjusted. More wins are now required to get to ranks 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that means it's gonna get harder to actually get to those leagues.
I mean, it like once you get to 7, that's when I think the battles really like start picking up. In my opinion, if you're like used to the battle system and everything. But yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little bit stressful when it comes to getting those ranks there. I haven't even tried to make it to rank 9, and I still have a full week of this. I don't know if I'll be able to actually get rank 9 before then. I mean, too many battles and too many grinds before it. But we'll see. We'll see. Definitely, we're planning to do more and more for for season 2. Some of the guaranteed rewards for the encounters will be changing in season 2. And these are the encounters. Rank 4, you're going to get Stunfish. Don't get your hopes up. It's not going to be actually a 10. It's only going to be a 10, 10, 10 at best.
Yeah.
Rank 8, you're still going to get Ruffled, which I still haven't gotten mine. I'm waiting for our Safari Zone. And then rank 9, you're going to get Scraggy. So even harder.
I'm happy.
I am kind of happy. I don't know if I want to see Scraggy after rank 9 though, after rank 8, but I guess it's kind of like a meh Pokemon.
I mean, I still need his I still need Scrafty.
Oh yeah.
Like every single one I've traded just has had horrible IVs, and he's so good of typing.
That is
because like as long as you can keep him away from the Charmers, he just does so well.
But yeah. If you reach rank 10, you'll earn a new avatar pose, which is actually still the Steven pose. Luckily, we're still able to get the Steven pose to season 2. I was actually kind of happy and sad. I'm kind of happy that I still have a chance if I get to rank 10. Kind of sad that if there's nothing new in that regard. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure they have some pretty good ideas when it comes down to it. And then trainers who finish Season 2 at rank 7 or higher will receive their Elite Fast TM rather than Elite Charge TM. Other than that, end of Season 1 rewards will stay the same as Season 1. And then, of course, there are some balance changes. The move Drill Run, which is a ground type move, its energy requirement has been reduced. So that means it will be more spammy for some Pokemons. Moonblast, which is our fairy type move, its energy requirement and damage has both been reduced and now has a chance of lowering the opponent's attack stats. So that means it's actually more spammier, but it's doing less damage in that regard. Still, a kind of killer for the fairy types. And then Wild Charge, its energy requirement has been reduced and its damage has been increased. And this is a good one. And it now has a chance of sharply lowering the user's defense stat. Right?
Yeah, I know a lot of people have been arguing, saying that it was a guaranteed defense drop, but I've mostly believed that it's just going to be the chance, from what I've seen.
Yep. So, Raikou, here we go in the Master League.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah. And of course, I think Alolan Raichu actually gets Wild Charge too, right?
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of good Pokemon that get Wild Charge, but those are going to be the two biggest ones.
Yeah, definitely going to see a change in that. We're also having Palkia getting his move Aqua Tail.
He'll finally be useful.
Yes, Palkia will finally be useful in the Master League. A powerful type of charge. Actually, Aqua Tail gives Palkia a powerful water type charge attack. I thought it was a fast attack for a second there. That charges quickly in helping Palkia stand out in other legendary dragon types in the Master League and making protective shields decisive tougher for opponents. Yes, so Palkia is also going to be another spammy Pokemon. I'm pretty sure it's going to, go Groudon against Palkia, the moment everybody was been waiting for.
It's going to be pretty cool to see, the huge meta shift after all that.
Yeah, definitely. Once it actually comes out, it's going to do an interesting amount of changes. And then some infographs and other information that Pokemon Go has given us. However, we'll probably talk about a little bit more when the Season 2 begins. So, yes, Chris, has been a lot to talk about today for sure.
For sure.
We actually going a little over what we usually are doing in our podcast, but either way, there's just enough information to go on forever. We definitely want to talk about the newest Silt Arena meta, but unfortunately, I feel like we are running out of time there, Chris.
That's fine.
So we'll talk about it definitely if we don't have a lot of news for next time, but now that it's finally May, we're going to see some, meta relevant Pokemons out there and some actual cups going around or tournaments going around the Silk Arena. So we'll definitely talk about it. For the next podcast. So Chris, what else we got? Nothing else, right?
I mean, for the people that want to hear about Forest Cup, I guess just message me on Twitter. Maybe we can get some battles in.
There we go.
That's the only thing I would say.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, check out other Pokemon Go creators out there because they're definitely talking about their Forest Cup tournaments coming up in the next few days. So, yeah, as we finish up the podcast, I want to thank everybody for listening, of course. If you want to listen to this podcast at full force, we are in our podcast feeds in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and many more places out there. So make sure you check us out. And if you can leave a review, if that allows you, it will be really helpful to expand our network for everybody. If you want some more information, Chris and I are available in our Twitter feeds. Mine is PureLetterGo. Chris?
Mine is at Christo0517.
And then, of course, if you want to send us some information or talk about your experiences in Pokemon Go, email us at thepurifiedpodcast@gmail.com. You can also text us and voice messages at 941-417-9243. It's been a great pleasure to talk to you today, Chris. It's been a lot of information, and I'm pretty sure that we're excited for the month of May. We're definitely going to be back next week with more information and hopefully more talks about the current situations of the world. So, I want to thank everybody. Thank you so much. I guess we'll see everybody in the next one. Chris, take us off.
Okay. I hope you guys have a good one. Get all the shiny luck. Even to you, Lewis, even though we're racing.
Yes, we are.
And, stay tuned. See you next time.
Have a good night, guys.